87 packs of the new expansion. Let's see what we get. Nothing I'm too excited about. No. This card can be remotely interesting, but I'm not sure because the problem is that you need good early game cards to put this on, and there's not too much. Because there's mainly the Righteous Protector and the Murloc, the 1/3, the Inquisitor, and they're not really great Divine Shield targets because one of them already has Divine Shield and the other one... the other one is also not that good to put Divine Shield on. This card could be interesting, like you could maybe make Fatigue Mage or Survival Mage or something like that. This one could also be really nice in Warlock. This one doesn't work, I don't think, because the Doomsayer doesn't work. This one is also... give a minion +3 health. Well, there's Powered Shield, right? But the 3 armor is just... like, this is more for aggressive decks. No, it's not good. Nope. Oh, we get the first epic. Ah, this is a nice card, I suppose. Well, the other ones. This one will destroy your opponent's weapon. 5 mana, 5/5. It's clearly meant for a weapon-heavy meta. This one is obviously strong, but I'm not sure in which deck this one fits. Oh, there we go, legendary. These cards... I'm not too excited about these. This one I'm not sure, the others are probably bad. Oh, Kathrena Winter Wisp. I'm actually also not too excited about her, because she's at 8 mana and she's not always giving you an immediate effect. I'm just not sure that's strong enough, but we will see. We will figure it out, right? This one I'm really excited about. The Shiny Finder. With the legendary rogue weapon I already got before. This one is actually also quite nice. Finally a counter to dragons. And this one... nope. Nope, not really. Nope. Not too excited about them. This one is too random to be good. The Betrayal, like, Betrayal itself is just better as a card, right? And this one is too expensive. Like, the Wisp is always going to be better, I would say. Especially there are many whirlwind effects usually unconstructed, right? So... or removals like Set or Assassinate kind of stuff. So Divine Shield is not that strong, but it's a strong arena card, I would say. This one is actually quite nice for defensive decks. And this one could be really, really nice for aggro druid, obviously. This one I'm not too sure, but it might fit in some heavier druids. Oh, this one is obviously a very nice card for Priest. Reduce the cost of a random weapon in your hand by 2. No, I don't think that's strong enough. Even with the heavy weapons. That's so unreliable because all the weapons are legendary. Give your other minions +1 health. That might actually be an interesting thing for aggro druid. But is it strong enough? Could it be stronger than the Grizzly? Not too sure about that. Also 3 mana. not completely out, but it's also not completely in. Nice. This one is not really good. 8 damage to a minion, Overload 3. I don't know. Why would you not play Hex over that card? Like, Overload 3 is so terrible. Hex is just better, I would say, because in the end it's 1 mana less and you're ignoring Death Rattles. And you're also killing stuff with 8 health or more. I don't see the Crushing Hand being that good. The Golem, 6 mana, 5/9. Let's ignore the disadvantage, because oftentimes in Warrior, when you really need it, when you need to attack, you will be able to have the 5 mana, right? And when you don't need to attack against aggressive decks, you don't have the 5 armor, right? So I think in Warrior this is not really a disadvantage. The question is if it's strong enough to have a 6 mana 5/9 taunt. Depends on the deck, right? This recruit mechanic. I don't really see it in Druid. And this one could be interesting as a defensive tool, but I'm not sure if it's strong enough. The Seeping Oozling, I'm also not sure if that one works out. You need to build the deck really specifically around it. Then it's so slow to play 6 mana 4/5 that doesn't have any immediate effect. Still has to die to trigger the Death Rattle, I don't know. Wax Elemental. This one is actually quite interesting for certain situations, right? The Totem. This one is pretty weak, I would say. Because you need to upgrade it twice to make it somewhat insane, and then 3/3s are just not that good. If that ever becomes good, then the Duskbreaker Dragon is too crazy, and also Hellfire, and there's a lot of 3 damage AoE, right? So Abyssal Enforcer. No, Abyssal Enforcer is 2 damage, right? Is it 2 or 3? I'm not quite sure. But I don't think it's that good. Because you need to upgrade it twice to make it insane. Because when you upgrade it once, it's just a Silverhand Knight, and that's not good. Does this one? This one might work in very specific decks, but I don't see it yet. Restore 2 health to all friendly characters. That's actually probably better than Earthen Ring Farseer, right? And Earthen Ring Farseer is a borderline playable card, so I think this card might be playable. In aggro and in defensive decks, right? Golden Epic, Branching Path. I think Branching Path is so flexible that you probably play this card in certain Druid decks, because getting 12 armor for 4 is good, right? Because Greater Healing Potion is being played in Priest. So getting 12 armor is not that terrible. And this one also has the ability to draw you 2 cards if you want to. Or even sometimes it's going to give you lethal in certain situations. I think this card is so flexible that it's going to be played in something like Big Druid or J Druid. The others are quite bad. Or let's say not super bad, but not strong enough for Constructed. We've talked about this. What is this one? Well, that's an inverse Razor thingy. Don't think that that's good. Stealth. Your other minions have +1 attack. No, not good enough. Add a coin to your hand. The problem is this one would be probably quite nice in Rogue, but in Priest I don't see it. Summon a 1/1 copy of a minion from your hand. Yeah, maybe someone can build a deck around it. The Violet Worm could actually be something, right? I didn't even think about it because it's almost as good as Onyxia, right? And Onyxia is not a terrible card. It's just you need to kill it, that's an issue. I don't know. The Grizzled Guardian, I don't really see it. Especially because it's 4 or less. I think it would be more interesting if it was exactly 4. Well, actually, you could maybe build this deck without 1, 2, and 3 drops in Druid, right? You just ramp. Still. This one, Silver Vanguard, I'm not sure. Again, it's a death rattle, right? This one might be okay. Cataclysm. That might allow discard Warlock to be playable, but I'm not sure. Flanking Strike is really nice, right? That's a great card for midrange hunter that's buffing them. This one might also be okay, but you need to play 3 Death Rattle cards to upgrade. No, that's too much. I don't think that works. And you need to upgrade it once to make it valuable, right? Because else it's a strictly worse Assassinate. Crystalline. I also don't really see this one working. Yeah, this card again I really like. Greedy Sprite might work, but I'm not quite sure. Dark Pact might really work. 8 health on Warlock is pretty strong. Health is more valuable in Warlock because it means card draw. And destroying a friendly minion is not always wasted in Warlock, right? So sometimes you want your stuff to die. This one is also very good for Warrior, I would say. Like, if this one is just a 2 mana 2 give you 2 armor, it's not bad at all. And then sometimes it's giving you 10 armor or something like that, right? So pretty strong. This one is also really, really nice, right? Strictly better, Chillwind Yeti. Should find a home in some deck someday. Maybe not. Maybe not when Kazakus Raza Priest is still around and Jade Druid, but someday it will find a home. This should be really, really strong in the Razakus Priest, right? Yeah, Flanking Strike, Psychic Stream should be playable stuff. Kobold Monk. Your hero can be targeted by spells or hero powers. If... I don't know. Not really. I mean, the stats are decent, but the effect is kinda iffy. This one, I'm not sure. Like, I still don't see the Quest Priest being better than the Razakus Priest. New cards. Healing Rain. Don't see what that can do in Shaman. Battle Cry, destroy a minion with 1 or less attack. Mech. I don't know. Yeah, I saw Trump talking about this in Zoo when you just put in Doom in the deck. I don't know. Random 10 drop. You could also put in 8 mana spells, or you could play it in Mage, but still, a random minion with the same cost. Like, you can sometimes get Yoxaron and terrible stuff. And then when you draw the 10 mana cost spell before this guy, it's... Well, you need to do the math if it's worth it to run this card in Zoo with 2 10-drops. Then when you have one 10-drop spell should then be in theory in your deck when you have this on turn 6, right? Oftentimes. I think like 60 or 70% of the time. I didn't do the math, so I'm not sure, but I think it's on turn 6, the probability to draw a Mysterious Challenger once was roughly 50%. So it would be roughly 50% to draw this card and also roughly 50% to draw one copy of the Doom, right? So, and you actually, like the worst case is when you draw this card and 2 copies of Doom, and I think that's very unlikely. But still, it's terrible anyways when you draw 2 copies of Doom. But yeah. This is obviously an excellent card, right? Kobolds Librarian. Very, very good. Every Warlock will just play that. I don't see this token synergy doing work, but we will see. Maybe someday. This is an excellent card. I'm not sure about this one. To me, it looks like a strictly worse Defender of Argus because it's only a 2/2 and it's 1 mana more. That's a significant downside for having not so much of an upside. Also, the minions lose Taunt, right? The Raven is a very strong card, right? We talked about the others. Deck of Wonders, well, I don't know. That's a really weird deck. It might be fun to play, it might be a tier 3 or tier 2 deck. We will see. I don't think it's going to be a tier 1. The Candle Shot, wow, I'm not sure about this card. I am really, really, really not sure. But it's probably strictly worth Nazar's First Mate, right? It has 1 less charge on the weapon and the immune is not really that strong for the hunter. So I don't think it's that good. Not strong enough for constructed. Ooh, finally another legendary. This one might actually do work in some demon decks. This one is not really that good. Ogre Brute wasn't really played that much. This Shroom, at the end of your turn, summon a random 1-cost minion. No, that's not that insane. Let's see, an aggro druid. Let's say on average you should get something like 3 stats, right? So you get for 3 mana. No, that's just strictly worse than Firefly, right? And it's 3 mana. I mean, it's at the end of your turn, right? But still, it's not producing enough tokens. Yeah, Dustbreaker is obviously a very strong card. Candlestick is amazing, you say? Why? I don't think it's terrible, it's a strong card, but I don't think it's strong enough for constructed. I think this card is pretty bad, because getting 5/5s after turn 7 is really not that crazy. Being able to clear without damage is great, but you're a hunter, like, you don't really care about your life at all as hunter. This one is very interesting in Miracle Rogue, right? I don't think this one is good enough. You're wrong, sorry. Ooh, another legendary. Oh, golden! King Torque Woggle! Nice! But that card is just a meme, right? I don't see a strong deck with this one. The problem is you much rather want to play a 1-drop beast on turn 1, right, as a hunter. And then later on, it doesn't have enough attack, right? One attack is not really going to clear that much. This one, I don't think it's strong enough, because this one is great when it summons a Doomsayer for your opponent, right? That's usually what you want. This one, no, I don't think. It's too expensive for a 3/3. Poisonous Taunt, no, that doesn't really do anything. And this one is also too weak, I would say. Decent arena card. Yeah, I will definitely disenchant him into a useful legendary, that's for sure. Voidlord is interesting. The only question I have is, like, when a defensive Warlock plays this card, how is the Warlock going to win against something like Kazakus Priest or even Jade Druid? Like, this is really nice anti-aggro, but there's not much aggro around, so I think with this expansion they gave so many anti-aggro tools, but almost no tools against Jade and Priest. So, I don't know. Like, how will Jade Druid and Raza disappear? I don't really see it doing this expansion. The next one might be completely different, right? They might disappear. Or I think they will disappear, right? Because Raza, I think, is rotated out. Oh, this one is really nice. Hopefully I get more of these. The Spellstone... I don't know, the upgrade cost is so heavy. That's an issue with these upgrade cards. Some of them are very easy to upgrade. Some of them are so hard to upgrade. Yeah, I don't really see this one working that much of the time. I mean, the price is not that heavy if it doesn't work out, because then it's a 5 mana 5/5. That's acceptable, right? But it will maybe work. Temperous, really? That's not what I'm looking for, right? That's not playable. Next battle try this turn triggers twice. Why is it only this turn? Why not your next battle try? Because then it's probably too OP, right? Then you could set up for the next turn to have 4 battle cries and then make something like the elemental boss, the 4 times. Yeah, that's too strong, right? Usually. So would be more interesting if it was only the next turn, if it was also the next turn, but it's probably too strong, right? Dragon's Fury. I think this card is pretty strong. Because on average, you can build a mage deck that will deal something like 4.5 damage to the opponent's minions, and that's pretty good. That's additional AoE for mage. That's pretty strong. The only problem is probably that it's 5 mana. But no, I think actually that's fine, because you have Blizzard at 6 and Flamestrike at 7, so yeah, I think 5 mana is a good spot actually for mage. I think that card should be valuable. If mage is valuable. Playable. Ooh, legendary number 5 already, that's pretty good. Valanir. Valanir, right? That should be the name, the pronunciation. Valanir. Valanir? Not sure. I don't know. It's very, very, very expensive. The problem is, this is infinite value if you want so, but how do you win with this weapon against Jade or against Raza Priest? I don't see it. Even when you buff your doppelgangster with that, it's not going to be that strong against a Raza Priest, right? Or even against a Jade. Then you have to trade your doppelgangsters into the Jades. I don't know. Golden Rare. Resurrect 2 different friendly minions. This could be something for Big Priest, right? This could make Big Priest even stronger. Cheat Death. Yeah. Could be for Quest Rogue. But I'm not sure. I don't really see it. Could be a tier 2 or 3 deck. Not yet. Explosive Runes, that's a really strong card, right? For Tempo Mage. Tempo Mage, like this could be the missing link for Tempo Mage. That's some extra damage, like an extra removal. It's really, really nice. Evasion. Yeah. The problem is the opponent can just trigger this whenever, so you need to play it in a very specific turn when you know that you could die next turn. And it's just 1 mana less than Ice Block, and there's almost no secret synergy in Rogue, so I don't think it's strong enough yet, but it might be in the future. It's certainly strong to have more or less a guaranteed extra turn. How good is Bladed Gauntlet? I think it's not that good, because you usually cannot play this on turn 2 effectively, right? Unless you follow it up with exactly shield block. And then you can only kill one minion? I don't see it. The mana cost is cheap, but it doesn't have any effect on turn 2, right? That's always an issue with a card like that. But actually with this 2-3 that has Death Rattle, 3 armor, there are some decent possibilities to gain armor, right? They made a lot of good cards to gain armor, so maybe the weapon might work. Maybe. But still I think it's unlikely. Explosive Runes is great. I might play Tempo Mage soon to figure out how strong the deck is. Tempo Mage might be in a very good spot now with this one card edition. Also, you could in theory play the legendary weapon. I don't really think that you need so much card draw, because I think Arcane Intellect is a little bit stronger, but I'm not sure. That might be wrong. This might also be a decent addition for Tempo Mage, right? But I'm not sure if Tempo Mage generating any cards. I have to check this. Not really, right? That's probably not that strong. But do they need Elemental Synergy? Also not really, right? I mean, they could play... well, I'm not sure. What is the first deck? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Probably Miracle Rogue. Dragon Hatcher. At the end of your turn, recruit a dragon. Yeah, this one might work. I'm pretty happy that I did get the Rogue Weapon. I really want to try the Rogue Weapon out. So how did you like it? I haven't played anything yet. Oh, another legendary. Wow, so do we get 5 or 6 legendaries? I cannot really count. Oh, this one is actually quite interesting, right? That might be the win condition for the defensive Warlock. Because it can destroy decks, but it's too slow, right? You need, after you play this, you need so many turns to make that 10 cost minion work. But still, it's somewhat interesting. I'm not counting it out. Hey Pete, welcome, how are you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, but the statistics right now, everybody's just trying out decks, right? So you usually win a lot because the opponents are playing terrible decks. But did the deck feel really strong? What is this one? 7 mana, 5/5 beast. Costs 1 less whenever a minion dies while this is in your hand. No, that's not powerful enough. You need to kill 3 minions, right? To make this card stronger than average, and then it's not even insane, right? So, I mean, let's say you combo this one with Unleash the Hounds. You get 4 Hounds and they all die. Could it be a thing for mid-range hunter? I'm not quite sure, but I don't really see it. I don't think that the upside is strong enough. And the downside is that you have a 7 mana 5/5. So, in top decking it's just bad. It might just not allow you to play your hero power also. Wandering Monster. When an enemy attacks your hero, summon a 3-cost minion as the new target. Oh. Well, sometimes it might survive, right? So you get a random 3-cost minion for 2 mana. But only when your enemy attacks your hero. I'm not sure, I don't really see it. Let's get this one here. Quite bad, right? Just the rare.